So hi guys, welcome again to another video, and for this video I'll be summarizing the chapter 2, which is configure a network operating system. So let's start. Operating system, or what we call the OS. So the operating system is a software that allows a user to run other applications on a computing device. So it is possible for a software applications to interface directly with the hardware. The vast majority of application within a written for an OS, which allows them to take advantage of common libraries and not worry about specific hardware details. So we have three types of operating system. We have the shell, the kernel, and the hardware. For the shell, it allows the user to request a specific task from the computer, and that request can be made either through the CLI or the GUI interface. So the portion that interfaces with applications and the user is known as shell. So for the kernel, it communicates between the hardware and the software of a computer and manage how hardware resources are used to meet software requirements. So the portion of the OS that interacts directly with the computer hardware is also called as kernel. So the last one, we have the hardware. So the hardware is the physical part of the computer, including underlying electronics. So the user can interact with the shell using the hardware is what we saw in our places that we can touch. So that also includes the electronics and some of the technologies that we have. So for the next one, we have the interfaces. So first we have the command line interface, and the next one is the graphical user interface. So the user can interact with the shell using command line interface or graphical user interface. So the use of command line interface is using keyboard to run a CLI based on network programs. So it also uses a keyboard to enter text and text-based commands. So it also views the output on a monitor. So for the CLI command, it is a text-based interface that is used to operate software and operating system while allowing the other user to respond in visual prompts by typing a single command into the interface and receiving a reply in the same way. So the next one, we have the graphical user interface. So it uses mouse to make selection and run programs. So it is also it can also enter the text and text-based command, and same as the command line interface, it views output on a monitor. So for the graphical user interface, it is a user interface that includes graphical elements such as windows, icons, and buttons. So the term was created in the 1970s to distinguish graphical interface from text-based ones, such as the command line interfaces. However, today, nearly all digital interfaces are GUIs. So let's proceed to the next one. We have the access modes. So we have here the console. The console here is the physical management port. So the CLI can be also accessed in console session. So a console uses a low-speed serial connection to directly connect a computer or terminal to the console port on the router or switch. And for the secure shell, remote secure CLI connection through the virtual interface. So it is a remote administration protocol that allows a user to control and modify their remote servers over the internet. So the service was created by a secure replacement for an encrypted telnet and uses the cryptographic techniques to ensure that all communications and to from the remote server happens in the encrypted manner. So it also provides a mechanism for authenticating a remote user, transferring inputs from the client to the host, and relaying the output back to the client. So the next one, we have the telnet. It is a insecure CIL connection through the virtual interface. So it is a network protocol that allows the user to communicate with a remote device. So it is a virtual terminal protocol used mostly by the network administrator to remotely access and manage devices. So the administrator can access the device by telnetting to the IP address or hostname of a remote device. So let's proceed. So we have the primary command mode. So we have here the user EXEC mode. So it only allows a limited number of basic monitoring commands, but it does not allow the execution of any commands that might change the configuration on the device. So that's what we call the primary mode. When you log in the router, the job of that environment is usually password protected, and you need to validate the username and password to access this mode. So we have 3 chances to enter a valid password before the connection attempt is refused. You could access this mode directly unless you have configured it for password. So for the next one, we have the privilege EXEC mode. So it can be identified by the prompt ending with the number symbol. So it is the main EXEC mode. Same like the user EXEC mode, it is also password protected, and it is unusually unprotected. You can access this mode by executing enable command at the user EXEC mode. So for the user, you need to set, or you need to use the enable command. That's for the privilege. And after that, you will use the user EXE mode. This is for the configuring devices in the basic configuring in the, for example, you use the packet tracer. So that's all for this summarizing chapter 2, and see you again on the next video. Thank you for watching.